Hi, everyone. Diana Rankin here. So good to see you on this Friday afternoon. Well, hello, Sheila. She says, hello, Diana and Piper. I hope you are doing well. We are. Piper's, well, she just was right down here at my feet and she moved back over there by her bed. There she is, our little Piper. You'll see her in her bed shortly. Hello, Fran. She says, hello, Diana. I'm so glad to be with you. Well, we're so glad that you could make it. Thank you. You know, you all are so beautiful in your comments, and you get it when we talk about love. And Sheila says, hello, everyone. And somebody, well, two people, one rather kindly, and the other one not so kindly, said, I shouldn't talk to you at the beginning of our video. Johan, forgive me, says, hello, Diana and Piper and all friends. I will continue to welcome you. I will continue to talk to you. But those of you who don't want to put up with the chit chat at the front, just move the little circle ahead to get Philip's message for the week or the month or whenever. Fran says, yes, talk to us. Thank you. Well, I kind of explained on the comments. I answered back and I said, I was raised to be polite. And if somebody comes into my home, I'm going to welcome them and talk to them. And I'm going to do the same here. And as those of you who do come with me live, I thank you because you're able to. Not everybody is. And I thank you because you're the ones holding this energy for me. And you really help me. So if you don't want to be part of the chit chat, just move forward. And you'll notice that when I'm reading Philip's messages, I do not chit chat then. So just go to Philip's messages. And one person remarked that why do I say hello when the viewer can read here? And I thought, well, how can you read and hear Philip's message at the same time? So this is why we don't interact when we're reading Philip's message. So we'll get to Philip's message in a minute. And Sheila says, looking sharp today. Thank you. In my big sweaters here, double sweaters. We had weather up in the 60s. And then those horrific tornadoes went through. We're fine. We're fine. They were a little bit south and west of me. A little too close for comfort, but still, we're fine here. Unfortunately, many people lost their homes. One tornado was on the ground for 19 miles, and then it went up, and another one came down over in Hilliard. So west of Springfield, Ohio, please keep those people. They've lost their homes. The community is coming together, but it is still. I am so grateful for not going through that, but please keep everybody in your heart and in your prayers and in your energies. But then the cold front came through, and obviously here I am. But it is only March 1st. And March 1st actually kind of came in like a lamb. It was beautiful yesterday. And today it's overcast, but not freezing. So I think of that old saying, in like a lion, out like a lamb. Well, hopefully we're going to stay lambish at the beginning and at the end of March, but who knows? It's Ohio. And we joke about saying we have all four seasons in one day. We'll also get a message from one of my books. It's the Master's Book of Answers by Philip. And as many of you know, it's an oracle book. You just open to any page and we'll get the message for the week. And I want to also say, yes, I have started the sequel to this book, The Found Child. And right now, this is basically a trip through spirit world. So the working title for the sequel is, I have to look because I wrote it down, On the Human Journey. And it certainly will have time in spirit world, of course, but it will be more about the human journey. This one is more about the spirit world journey. So, and it is fiction. It reads like a fiction. But how much of it is real experience? Well, I'll leave that to your imagination. And the new one, On the Human Journey, give me time. It's not going to happen overnight. So It is in the works, and I thank you for pushing me forward for that. Piper's book, Piper's story, will be out. Well, I don't know when it'll be out. It's not quite, it's close to being ready for the publisher. And as many of you know, it's the story. And then there's a prompt for writing or drawing the things from your life that the story brings up, because each story has a little moral. So, those of you who have asked about Piper's story, it's not yet ready for the publisher, but it will be going off to the publisher within a couple of months, hopefully. All right, so catching you up there. All right, here we go. This is our question of the week. And thank you for your questions. Just put them in the comments. If you have private questions, I have two suggestions. One, if you have several private questions, get a hold of me and we'll set up a private reading for you. All that information is on my website, cost and everything. If you would like to join us for Sacred Circle, it's usually the last Friday of the month. And you can find out about that on the website as well, which is just my name, and all that information, how to get a hold of me, is below. Okay, here we go. Philip's question for YouTube. You and Philip say the ancestors work with us and we with them. What do you mean by this? If you look to your and here's the answer. If you look to your heritage, you will learn much about your mission for this life. If you do not know your heritage, then ask yourself, what heritage are you drawn to? For example, do you have a familiar feeling about Egypt, Ireland, indigenous people of North America, an area of Africa, and so on? If you are drawn to the heritage, those are the ancestors you are to work with. If you know your heritage but are drawn to another, explore both. There are reasons you are drawn to both. If you know your heritage but wish not to claim it, ask yourself, why? Now look deeper and ask again. There are reasons. For example, you might still carry scars from another life in this culture. This needs to be healed, so turn not away. This needs to be healed, so turn not away. If you heard us just say healed, then you know one, and we say one of the reasons to work with the ancestors. Another reason is to learn of their wisdom and way of life to bring into your life that which is helpful. Another reason is to ask for their help or to answer their call for help. Let us look deeper at these three. As you heal old patterns in your life, you help to heal ancestral patterns. So your children and their children and their children will no longer carry the burden of harmful patterns. For example, the pattern of abandonment is strong in many of those with Celtic heritage. This stems from betrayal and causes pain for the one who feels abandoned. That's my heritage, as many of you know, Irish, Scottish, a little bit of Norse and Native American. This is also true of the indigenous people of North America, many of whom were betrayed by the people of Celtic heritage. Earth's history tells us the governments betrayed the people, taking from them their land and abandoning them. As this pattern played down through the ages, it became a dent in family relations. Thus, if a person experiences abandonment and betrayal in their life, they most likely will find this pattern in their heritage. As you heal those hurtful patterns in your life, you change and heal the patterns of your ancestors. It is not a matter of rewriting history. It is a matter of changing the thought process around the pattern. If the thought pattern is harmful, it is recognizing this is so, and then choosing to heal the pattern to not take it forward. The second reason we cited, to learn the wisdom of your ancestors, is most likely understood. The question then may be, how does one learn of their ancestors' wisdom? Listen to, read the ancient stories or books full of their wisdom. Ask those still alive, then listen. While in silence, ask the ancestors a question. Then listen to the answer or write the question and answer. You must listen beyond your own thoughts. At any time, you may ask your ancestors for help. This can be for needed wisdom, to answer a question, or even physical strength. Your answers may come when a book falls off a shelf, a song words have meaning, when you turn on the radio, a sudden flash of insight comes to you, a cloud speaks to you, you overhear a conversation while on a train, and so on. You simply must listen and be open to the answer. This too is how you hear the ancestors who calls to you for help. How can you help an ancestor? You may simply say a prayer or send love, or you may be asked to do research to tell a story or right a wrong, and so on. You have heard us say many times that before birth into earth life, you chose what your mission is to be. To fulfill that mission, you chose your ancestors. Look to the patterns in your ancestors, and you will come to understand the patterns in your life, those that you are to heal, and those that help you live in your greatest life. Always work in love, and let only that which comes from love come to you. Sheila says, okay. Akila says, hello, everyone. And Sheila says, hello, Akila. Sheila and Akila know each other from Sacred Path via Zoom. And Akila lives here in Georgia. Sheila lives in Amsterdam. So we have people from on Zoom, and we do keep the audience fairly small. So please join us. It's the last Friday of the month. You can sign up on my website. So we're making friends around the world. And that to me is so exciting. And I want to just tell you a little bit about my personal story here, and then we'll get the message from Phillip. The first time I went to Ireland, I cried because I felt my ancestors standing there with me. And at that time, I had always had an affinity for Ireland and felt close to Ireland. No reason, just felt that when I was growing up. So here I am in Ireland, and I'm just feeling this really close. Then another time when I went to Ireland, and I'm sorry, this was Northern Ireland, and I was in a museum and talking to the curator, and he asked my name. I said I was interested in information or anything about my ancestors, and I told him my last name, and he said, come with me. And he showed me in this historic, the historic museum was inside of a church, and so he took me into the church, and he showed me a stained glass window that my great 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 grandfather, his wife, had a stained glass window made in his honor. This is especially important to me because I do have that abandonment script, because my father, my birth father, left the family when I was maybe 2.5, and I have very little memory of him. So to be able to connect with the ancestors was really important to me. And the first time I stood on land in Scotland, especially in the Highlands, I felt that father. I felt him there with me. And that was a really pretty powerful. And then I found out where the Rankins came from, and they came from Scotland, and one of the grandfather, the great grandfather I just mentioned, actually immigrated then up into what became Northern Ireland. So that was pretty powerful for me. Hello from Long Beach, California. Well, hello, welcome. I used to live in Long Beach. I was over on the eastern shore, but not quite down on the shore. I was up the hill. Lived in Long Beach in, what was that, 80s, early 80s, late 90s, early 80s. Loved Long Beach. Used to sail out of the Long Beach harbor there. So I moved up from the Costa Mesa, Newport Beach area where I used to sail, and then sailed up to Long Beach and settled there. So thank you. Glad to hear that. Here we go. We're just, okay, there's our message. I'm getting left, but right is fairly strong. If you heard left, our intuition's in sync. If you heard right, that's a message you need to pay attention to. So on left, don't like it, but it's true. Your talisman is hard work, perseverance, and dedication. And that's page 224. Well, that kind of goes along with what the ancestors are telling us, because my ancestors, the Lenape is, or Lenape, however you prefer saying it, that's my tribe. And they're used to hard work, as are the Celtic people. The Scottish and Irish are pretty much used to hard work. And I was raised, yeah. And believe me, writing a book can be hard work. And this, without your support, believe me, this is hard work for me to stare at myself in the camera here. Fran says, had no idea you were a Southern California gal. Yes, I lived in Southern California from 1970. We went out, we being a couple of us went out together, and 1970, and I left December 23rd, 1983. So I say I was there until 84, but I lived there. I came back because of family, but I grew up in Ohio. So in Southern California, we kind of considered ourselves Southern Californians, even though we weren't born there. If you heard right, that's page 225. And here's what you need to hear. You have chosen to be who you are. You have chosen to be who you are. So, my friends, if hard work is part of your DNA, make it fun, make it enjoyable. Let it be your mission. Find your mission. You know, there's no question in my mind. I am living my mission, writing, talking to all of you, doing psychic intuitive readings, counseling, spiritual counseling, writing books that I hope help people heal and make our world better. That's my mission. And when I was a little girl, all I wanted was a magic wand to make the world right. So, my friend, what did you want as a child? That's your mission. Did you want a magic wand to make the world right? If so, all you have to ask is, how do I do that? What's the first step? Take it. I'm not saying easy, but I'm saying well worth it. And Sheila says, thank you, Diana. Stay well and sit tight during our hurricanes. Yeah. Hopefully we get no more tornadoes. Well, we're moving into tornado season, so we will get some more around here. And we just ask our angels to keep us safe and keep our home safe so we can keep doing what we're doing. I love you, my friends. Don't forget our message for the week. And I am working on the sequel, I promise. And we're also working to get Piper's story to the publisher. So thank you so much, Fran. Sends lots and lots of hearts to all of us. Thank you for the love you send. We receive it graciously. And thank you for the love that you receive from us and all the love we give to the world. Johan says, thank you. Thank you. I so appreciate your all being here, and I will continue to interact with you. It would take a lot of people to tell me to stop interacting, including all of you. I love you. From Piper and from Phillip and from me, from our family to your family, we love you. Enjoy. Enjoy. Got hearts coming here, and I'm looking where it says end. Here we go. Goodbye for now.